What's up, nation? Really appreciate each and every last one of you all. I'm over here in California, San Francisco, wilding it, man. It's such fun being out here, hanging out with family members and things like that. I just want to be able to talk to you guys quickly about what the NFL released, like the top 25, well, top players that's under 25, and what that means for this Cowboys. Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott, the main man, LVE, he's on this list, Jalen Smith. So what this means is that we got a young team that's also going to get the experience so that we can craft this thing together and we can be better down the line. How about that? I mean, you can't beat that, man. What's up, nation, man? Really appreciate each and every last one of you all, man. So, first and foremost, California, shout out to all the West Coast Cowboys out there. The traffic is real. The traffic is real. Also, within that, what this team can do if we can win multiple games, I'm talking about multiple games beyond 10 at this youth angle, man, it can be fantastic, Cowboy Nation. It can. And if you look at it from A to Z, I know a lot of people have their reservation as it relates to quarterback play with Dak Prescott. But I can say this, deep down in my heart, the kid gets better every year. Every year. And all of the heat that Ezekiel Elliott gets, he's only 23 years old. He's the youngest out of them. Dak Prescott is 25. Jalen Smith, he's still young. LVE, he's still young. Look, this is the thing. I'm going to just break this down with LVE. You guys can disagree if you want. I already told you guys that I fell on the sword last year when I thought that he wasn't going to do anything. And I admitted it. I said, hey, God proved me wrong, right? And I loved every bit of it. Normally, an offensive player, you can see regressions from year one to year two. But on the defensive side of the ball, most of the time, you see improvement from year one to year two because they are reacting to what's happening to them. They are not the actionary. They're not the people who set the pace or what have you. Football players on the defensive side of the ball, they're only reacting to what's going on. So you seeing how that go, Cowboy Nation? That's what makes LVE powerful within his system because he's young and he's only reacted last year to what's happening to him. It's going to get better. Was it Marcel? Said we just need a new head coach. Man, my thing is with Jason Garrett, and I'm going to go back to the defense. I'm going to go back to talking about Jalen Smith and LVE and how that two tandem is so important, especially at the age they are in. Stellos, man, appreciate you, man. Thank you for making the donation to help grow the nation, man. Really appreciate your love and adulation for the nation, man. Appreciate you, man. Dropping that dime on me, man. Really appreciate it. Man, my thing is, Cowboy Nation, when I get down at the Oxnard, see what Stellos just did, man, things like that help me out tremendously and help out Cowboys Experience, help out Big Game James, Mark Holmes and Vach, all those guys, man, they help us out because now we're able to get out there to Oxnard to see if we can see some things that maybe Brian Brothers didn't see or maybe Brian Brothers can't report on, or what Mickey Fisher or Mike Fisher meant to say, or Mickey Spagnola, if those things that they can't respond to you guys with, we can take that information and get back to you all, because we are the underdogs. We are the underground Cowboys, YouTube creator, social media expertise, right? But what I was saying is that LVE, Jalen Smith, they're so young with it. And on the defensive side of the ball, we react to what's happening to us. Now, when you have a player that is young, like the LVEs of the world, they gonna get nothing but better. And then if you really go back into the crevices of your minds and the focal points of your thoughts with Jalen Smith, last year was pretty much his sophomore year. really there wasn't a lot of NFL football in him. A lot of people was talking about before last year, man, that guy may have been a wasted pick. But now, Jalen Smith is going to be able to read, react, and attack out there a whole lot faster, Cowboy Nation. And that's what I'm looking at. This team is so young. Amari Cooper, as much as a lot of people will say, hey, he didn't show us a lot of flashes when he was in Raiders land. I'm down here in Oakland right now, right there where he was catching the balls at when he was playing for the Oakland Raiders. I'm going to tell you, the environment, although we love San Francisco, we out here, it's nice, beautiful weather. It's like it's 59, it was 59 degrees earlier. Now it's climbing up, it's like close to 72 degrees out here. It's pretty cool. But there's no Dallas. In Dallas, everybody may hate on us as far as the media and those who not living here in Dallas. But what I can tell you that Dallas, once you put that silver and blue on and you put that star on the side of your helmet, baby, it's different. You feel better. You look better. You run faster. You talk wiser, right? Those who know about that, Cowboy Nation all day, DC for life. Oh man, I can't wait for this is Captain America. He said he can't wait for the regular season. Yeah, I can't wait either, man. I can't wait for us to get out there. The other guy that I want to talk about is Dak Prescott. Like I said, and I think he's out of the group, out of LVE, Jalen Smith, Amari Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott, who's going to get better as well. I think Dak Prescott is the oldest out of all of them. Let me know if I'm wrong, Cowboy Nation. Correct me. Yes, 30 from Stellos, man. Really appreciate you, man. Cowboys looking forward to Oxnard fam. Look, when we get out there, it's going to be real deal Holyfield, baby. We're going to be ready, man. We're going to be so lit. Me and Big Game James, you put both of us together at the same place at the same time. Man, it's going to be medieval, man. Y'all know who my guy is, Big Game James. We're going to really get it crunk out there, man. And producer G, man, shout out to him, man. We got some things that's going to be in the woodworks, man. Dak Prescott is 25. I think he's the oldest out of the bunch. And this is so remarkable that the NFL finally gave us some praise, some praises, some love about the younger players that's out there. And I think Ezekiel Elliott may be the baby out of all of them. But my thing is, it's not about that too. But the major thing would be, if Stephen Jones figure out a way to sign everyone, and somebody put down how old Byron Jones is as well. It's in the chat box. Somebody put down Byron Jones. If we can keep this core together, if we can win a handful of games, and all it takes is for these young guys to have that type of spark and believe in themselves. It's all about trust, baby. And it takes, look, they say this, it takes 1,000 years to build trust and 1 second to lose it. Just think about that. I'm thinking that everybody that I just mentioned, they trust Dak Prescott. They believe in Dak Prescott. They will run through this wall that's behind me because of Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is the heart and soul of this team as it relates to leadership. Leadership one-on-one is what Dak Prescott exhibits. And the thing is, like he went back, I think he was trying to get his doctorates, but he got his PhD in leadership. Those things that you just can't throw to the wayside, those things are valuable. They are something that you can say to on one degree and say, he can't throw the best balls like Aaron Rodgers. But at the end of the day, you can look at the total picture and say, hey, Aaron Rodgers is not getting his team as far as Dak Prescott is taking his team, if that can make any sense to you guys. So it's not about the arm talent. It's all about the leadership and the fortitude of your mind to shift things and move everybody in the right places. And that's what Dak Prescott is doing. Now, if you add into this fact right here, Cowboy Nation, and this is just not me just trying to hug and show you guys how much I feel for Dak Prescott, but what I'm saying is that it's something special, the intangible, the things that we just don't see, right? Byron Jones is 26. That's still young. Appreciate you, Stello. He's only 26. Be 27 in September. Okay, Brandon. Appreciate you, man. Look, the nation is strong, boy. We know some knowledge out there. And he's going to get better as well. Look, have a little hip pointer, a little hip situation. But to be honest with you guys, that hip situation is going to improve a little bit. It's going to be better for this season coming around. The other thing that I want to talk about, playoff win. Meticulous Cowboy. Look, my thing is, and before I go into the other topic, my thing is with playoff wins, and you talking about a young core, somebody can put in the chat box, I think that we were the third or the fourth youngest team, if not the youngest team in the NFL last year. And for us to ultimately win a playoff game, for it to taste the blood, to know how it feels to win, those things that you just can't take away and snatch away from young quarterbacks or young players and young teams. Now, they got punched in the jaw last year with the Rams. Trust me, I was mad. I was frustrated. Matter of fact, I think I didn't post for like 2 to 3 days after we lost to the Rams. And I was so mad and frustrated because I knew for a fact, all we had to do was just stop the run. All we had to do was just slow the ball down. If we could have gave this young team that's hungry and figured it out towards the last part of the quarter, they figured it out late. If you'd have gave them another shot at it, I promise you, they would have figured out a way to get down there and score again. You saw that 2-point conversion? Remember that part of it? A lot of people will forget about that. But this team grew. And they grew, and it was no pointing of the fingers after they lost, and that was the most valuable thing out of everything. It wasn't no, hey, this guy lost because of this, or this guy, we lost because of this particular guy. There was no pointing of the fingers, and oftentimes when you point the finger, you got 3 pointing back at you. So it was none of that finger pointing stuff going on. And that's what made me look at this team and say, you know what? This team is ready. And what they did all off season. They went and drafted. Sheila said, learn from your mistakes. Yes. They went and drafted depth purposes. They didn't go after the Juan Thornhill. Nah, they went after the guy that's going to be on that front line. Now, shout out to Juan Thornhill. That's my boy. And y'all know I like. You guys know I wanted a defensive back. You guys know I wanted a safety. Basically. But they went out and got a Tristan Hill. And I couldn't be mad at it because it's going to help out this team in the long run. They went and picked up a Kerry Hyder. They went and got another guy named Christian Covington. They went and stacked up on that defensive front. And that's going to help us out on the long run as it relates to depth purposes. Let me know if I'm wrong, Cowboy Nation. We got way better. Yes. Who's this? Reynolds? Yes, we got way better. We way better than what we were. And I'm hearing news, and I got to talk about our opposition. I got to talk about the filthy Philadelphia Eagles. I got to talk about them. They run around here and say, oh, we got Miles Sanders, and we got the #1 offensive line, and we got the best tight end in the land. We got a better quarterback. It don't matter. Because when David slew Goliath was bigger. He was a whole lot stronger, older. He was huge. Everybody, when Goliath walked around, everybody was shivering. They were scared of him. But David, he found him a smooth rock and said, I don't need all this armor. I don't need all of these weapons. Just give me one smooth rock. We smooth with it, baby. It's not all about who got the #1 offensive line. It's not about who coaches it better than this sorts of thing. It's not about if you got the double tight end set. It's not about that. Because when you lace them up and put them up, we're going to be able to say, Cowboy Nation, we knocked down the #1 offensive lineman crew out there. We shut down the #1 tight end crew that's out there. Oh, they bringing up excuses that none of their DBs were playing out there. That's why Dak Prescott threw for 455 yards. they fail to realize, if you look at that exact same tape, there was no Zach Martin, there was no Travis Frederick, there was no big number 77. You see, we can go back and forth, but once we give the education to the nation, you can't take that back. You can bring out the broom sweep, you can bring out the sweeping aspect that we swept them, and we'll do it again. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. Look, we need to make some t-shirts to say we will do it again. And then on top of that, if you talk about the Redskins, shout out to them. They still got to develop this thing, what we call chemistry. See, our quarterback done already done sacrificed and already bought into this team. They got to figure out whether or not their quarterback can stay in and pick up that offense. See, continuity is a strange little thing out there. And the Giants, we could talk about them. They always undefeated during this season. It's the off season. Of course, you're going to hear all the Giants talking this sorts of things, which is cool. Continuity with their offensive line is what they need. I'm not fear of none of their wide receivers. Sterling Shepard, I'm not worried about him. They got rid of Odell Beckham. They got rid of him. So Eli. We can't wait for D-Law to meet up with Eli. And then if they want to bring in Daniel Jones, then baby, boy, you better get ready to know what that grass tastes like. You can take notes from Eli. Cowboy Nation, baby, we on this thing. We are on this thing. We're on the grind. I'm not worried about the coaching because I know for sure that this guy named Christopher Richard is going to help this team out tremendously as it relates to just positive thinking. Each one teach one. Accountability is everything. And he demands for all of these players to play to that level of altitude. Look, this is the craziest thing all offseason last year. We were saying that the Chris Richard, I'm not saying that he can walk on water, but his philosophy was trickling down to that front four. Then they said, okay, we're going to rally around each other. We're going to start naming ourselves the Hot Boys. Everybody talking about the defensive back. And then on top of that, start trickling it down over to the offense. Everything began to become a little bit more competitive. Steel sharpen steel, iron sharpen iron. This Michael Gallup kid, he's going to be better because now he's going to be tested every single day out there in Oxnard. I want you guys to be out there to witness it. Oh, taste and see, right? So we're going to look into that. We're going to see the Randall Cobb. We're going to see the actual aspect of Amari Cooper actually having time to play with Dak Prescott all on the offseason to be on the same page. And one other news before I wrap this thing up, because I've been talking to you guys long enough and I got to get back out there and parlay with my family and everything. Let them know how this thing go, Cowboy Nation. Trade talk. Carl Joseph. It's on my Instagram. Go to my Instagram page, LAWS Nation. You can find me, my face or my logo there. And you'll see a little excerpt from Marcus. He posted that the fact that Cowboys had Carl Joseph high on their draft board. The Raiders are talking about trading Carl Joseph. Would you guys be willing to give up a 4th round draft pick for a Carl Joseph to take a real good look at him? Now, if you look at his stats and you look at what he brings to the table, he is a true strong safety. They are pretty much drafted their strong safety. They got the kid from Mississippi State. They pretty much lock loaded with their strong safety, and they got the other kid, I forgot his name. So what they're looking for is to try to find a trade partner, a dancing partner, maybe a 3rd or a 4th round draft pick. Do you guys see us giving up that type of asset, or we should be good with the Donovan Wilson kid, or we should be good with George Aloka, or are we okay with Jeff Heath? You guys know how I feel with Jeff Heath. Jeff Heath, to me, is a free safety, not as strong. But the fact that Xavier Woods plays free safety as well, I'm thinking that, hey, they're going to go with the young fish at that spot. And that's a story of a different day. But we'll see, Cowboy Nation. Let me know. I want to know your thoughts on this, whether or not we should make any news about Carl Joseph. I know that he's a box guy. He's a better Kayvon Frazier in a sense. And we can look into other things as it relates to his special team play and what all he brings to the table. But let me know. I mean, will it hurt anything of us giving away a 4th round draft pick for him? Or some conditionals. Shout out to you all, man. Thank those who support this channel, man. Thank you all for smashing that like button, sharing this content. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're on my Facebook page right now, if you're listening live there, comment down below. Let me know how you guys feel. I will jump in and I'll try to communicate with you all there as well. Also, those who are on my Periscope and Twitch, really appreciate you guys for watching this stream, and those who are on my YouTube pages, man, really appreciate you all, and thank you all for making the donation to help grow the nation, man. It is always a remarkable thing for me to get out here, talk to you guys about what's on my mind, what's on my heart, what's on my feelings, how I love the Cowboys. And if I would do this, even if I'm talking to this brick wall behind me, that's a crazy thing. And for me to have you guys here, man, is remarkable. And for us to, we all don't look alike, right? We all don't have facial hair, right? We all don't sound the same. But baby, if you cut us, boy, we'll bleed that silver and blue. We might throw them hands too later. You gotta know how they go, right? But man, I really appreciate you guys. And if nobody ever told you guys, I'm gonna tell you guys this: I love you guys. I love you. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. And let's continue to grow, Cowboy Nation. Let's grow this thing. Let's continue to share this thing, and let's continue to roll. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. Let's go. Let's go. They got me in this little private bar area, man. It's really nice, too. Really nice, man. Boy, it's just been a remarkable thing, Cowboy Nation. See if I can get on out of here. Really do. Especially. It's a nice little deal, man. I like it. I like it. Can't wait to see you guys out here in Oxnard as well. California's pretty nice, man. It's a beautiful place, man. Beautiful atmosphere and everything like that. But I'll give you guys a tour a little later on down the line, and we're gonna get this thing going one way or another. Salute.